Robert. Welcome to the fourth edition of the Data Innovation Summit here in Stockholm. We're pleased to have you with us as a speaker, as one of the speakers. So please, before we go on, just shortly introduce yourself, your background.
Thanks, Randa. I came to Scandinavia actually at the age of 25, and I started my career in New York as a data analyst for the TV broadcasting industry. And my job at that time was to promote sales predictions for TV ratings to help promote advertising sales in TV. And after several years, I had an ambition to move on with my career. I had a reputation for a very rapid delivery of insight, and that the sales force, I'd say, became very attached to this unique way that I had of working, that burning to deliver within same day or within 24 hours answers to their questions. I was very, very stakeholder oriented. With this reputation, all of a sudden, my boss came to me and said, "Hey, would you like an opportunity to move to Scandinavia? For 1 year, you can come and have your job back."
Wow.
And at that age, I was single. I said, "What the heck?" And interviewed for the role, got it, and I never came back.
So you presented today on the analytics and visualization stage on a topic that when we interviewed last year, some of the speakers said that next trend and next thing that would like to see agility. And you presented on Agile Analytics and how to build a data-driven culture.
Yes.
So it sounds like a recipe for success. Yeah. So how to do it? Can you explain, like, in short terms?
Yeah. There are three key messages within the presentation, and one is to top leaders. Top leaders, rethink your organizational design, because pyramidal organizations, hierarchical organizations have a tendency to massive bottlenecks in decision making, where it's concentrated through management. And by flattening out an organization, moving to a holacratic approach, one can enable the people on the ground to take decisions every day. And it's giving up control from management about taking key decisions on product development and giving it to the people who work with the user experience people, the journey experts, the editorial managers, the developers. They all have passionate opinions about how that product could better perform for the consumer. And if you empower them with the ability to take decisions, then you're going to end up with a better product. So one message is for the rethink organizational design. The second is for the leaders of analytics teams. How can you change the mindset of analysts from an typical introverted approach to understanding stakeholders better, and to put it in the premise of the stakeholders that success is defined. Are your stakeholders satisfied? Are your stakeholders able to take better decisions through the data that you are the master of? And you, as an analyst, have all of the systems that can put together the data, understand the data, but do your stakeholders get any benefit out of it? And I mean the mass. So that the leaders rethinking the way that analytics departments and what is their purpose. And the third message is for analysts. How to take an analyst and to inspire them to get out of their seat and to actually understand their stakeholders, not just through a traditional brief, but to go and sit with them and understand the decisions that they take each day. And only, I believe, through coming out of your seat and sitting with your stakeholders can you really begin to understand how can you make a difference in helping them make decisions.
Exactly. So in one of your key points, you explained how to convert pushing analytics to pulling analytics.
Yes.
Can you take it from here, please?
Yeah, the concept of push and pull is rather simple. The tradition with the majority of analysts is about pushing out reports, and that's through emails. And it could be, and really you have your distribution list and you don't know over time who is actually reading those reports or how are the decisions being made. The reports are very often generalized to appeal to a broad mass. Pulling. The concept is understanding your stakeholders. Once you understand your stakeholders, you can help enable a stakeholder to take decisions on their own, that they no longer have the reliance of an analyst to be able to do deep dives, that the stakeholder themselves can have a tool to be able to take decisions. So transforming, creating reports into developing insight tools for stakeholders to be able to take decisions. And it's a mindset change of what are you producing? What is your product as an analyst? Is it a report, or is it a tool that will enable people to be less reliant on you as an analyst?
Yeah, I like the word mindset change. I think it's really about that.
Mm.
Okay, so although there is all of these advancements in the data-driven, let's say, applications approaches, you would agree that there are still many organizations that are in the beginning, some struggle to even start the journey. So as an expert, as someone who has been in the industry for several years now, can you just tell us what will your recommendations be on what should they prioritize, depending, of course, on their industry, but still
no matter what industry it is, I think the first thing is give an analytics team a more direct purpose and a role and separate their roles and responsibilities towards the different stakeholders in the organization. Mm-hmm. Promote the awareness, better awareness of what each analyst is capable. Promote the awareness to stakeholders about who is the go-to analyst. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So analysts, again, need to be better at identifying themselves that they are a resource to come to, and that they should not be seen as a bottleneck. And I said the lowest hanging fruit is for an analyst to be able to, how do they expand the analytic capabilities and enable others, stakeholders, to be able to take decisions. And as I mentioned, that's probably the purpose-driven approach, making sure, and then a solid set of success criteria of what defines a successful analytics. Mm-hmm. And that, if you begin to survey that, every analytic leader will begin to have a set of feedback from the stakeholders of what they find as value and success of an analytics department. An analytic leader can then use that feedback to then, in one-to-ones with their analysts, to say, hey, you may think that your random forest design and tremendous, the calculations or the models that you have built are absolutely brilliant, and they are. But if your stakeholders aren't getting value from it, if it takes too long to develop, rethink what value are you bringing on a short term, day to day, and that's the agile approach, delivering value fast.
One last question, Robert. According to your expertise, what can we expect in the near future? Data analytics.
Yeah.
Where is it all going? Artificial intelligence.
Without trying to predict which one will be a winner, I think that there'll be more advancements in the visualization and communication aspect of insights. Tools like Tableau and Power BI, and are perfect starting points to be able to spread the communication. Those are the types of visualization and communication tools that you take your powerful SAP or your Adobe Analytics or the big powerful engines that are really in the hands of the analysts. But when you put them into Power BI and Tableau, you can start to create those custom tools for stakeholders to be able to have a tool on their own that they can take decisions from. So that's where I see the future, much more investment in taking the big, massive database and analytic tools and putting them down into customized individual analytic tools designed for each stakeholder. And the solutions seem to be within the Tableaus and the Power BI types of...
and besides, the feedback from them will be much, much better.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for this lovely interview.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.